Right, those are the top headlines that we are tracking for you at this hour. Let's get started with the top stories. Now, a day after the Iran-backed Houthi rebels entered the war, Israel's military said it was intercepting missile fired from Yemen. Houthi spokesperson Yahya Saree said that the group fired a barrage of cruise missiles and drones targeting several vital and military sites in Israel in a second strike.
With Allah's help and reliance upon Allah, the Yemeni armed forces carried out the second military operation in the Holy Jihad battle with a barrage of cruise missiles and drones targeting several vital and military sites belonging to the Zionist enemy in southern occupied Palestine. This operation coincided with the military operations being carried out by our Mujahideen brothers in Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon. And, by the grace of Allah, it successfully achieved its objectives.
Earlier, Houthis launched a missile attack towards southern Israel. Air raid sirens sounded in the city of Beersheba as Israeli defenses moved to intercept the threat. The IDF later said a ballistic missile fired from Yemen was successfully intercepted and that there were no injuries. The intervention by Iran's Yemeni allies is raising concern about disruptions to Red Sea shipping lanes, already under pressure from the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The entry of the Houthis, who control Yemen's most populous areas, show the spread of the conflict and poses a direct threat to Bab al-Mandeb Strait at the southern end. So far, Saudi Arabia has rerouted much of its oil exports from its Red Sea port of Yanbu to avoid the Strait of Hormuz, while it also operates Jeddah port and Jazan port. But with Houthis in the fray, there are fears that shipping in Red Sea and Gulf of Aden can also come under attack. The Houthis have previously fired drones and missiles towards Israel and attacked ships. All these attacks followed after Israel launched its war against Hamas in Gaza. The attacks prompted airstrikes by Israel and military operations by the United States against Houthi positions in Yemen. But with the Houthis now signaling a more direct role, attention is again turning to the Red Sea. As the war enters its fifth week, fears are growing of a wider military confrontation. Yemen's Houthis possess a vast arsenal of ballistic and cruise missiles as well as armed drones. According to experts, most short-range missiles are produced domestically in Yemen, but the technology required to develop long-range ballistic and cruise missiles is too complex. Hence, most of these systems are widely believed to be directly supplied by Iran. The Houthi rebels are expected to launch more missiles towards Israel like Typhoon or Tufan long-range ballistic missiles, which are reminiscent of Iran's Ghadar ballistic missiles, Quds 4 and Quds 7.0 land attack cruise missiles that can engage land and naval targets, while previously known weapons of the militant group includes the various versions of Samad drones, which have a range varying from 1,000 to 200 kilometers to some 2,000 kilometers. These are also reminiscent of Iran's Shahed drones. Then there are wide drones with a reported range of 2,500 kilometers and Quds 2 cruise missiles similar to Iran's SOMAR.